Wednesday Night Live. Myself, Todd Lane, MW Real Estate, U.S. Housing Exchange, along with founder, mastermind, mogul, real estate mogul, Mario Henry. How you doing, Mario? How's
everything? Hey, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
Doing well. So
good.
We got everybody coming in. We got a hot topic tonight. We got some
really sizzling.
Yeah, frying bacon.
Yeah, man. It's definitely gonna keep people up on this one.
So as we see everybody as they come on in, you see Tariq Gatson. We got Teresa coming in from Kansas City. We got Sav in there from Tallahassee, Florida. Welcome. We got D from New Orleans down in the bottom. I see you. Morgan, Ohio, welcome. We got Daryl in from Raleigh. We got Kaya in Atlanta, Georgia. Brookie, Smithfield, welcome. So as everybody's coming in, we hope you got your, as we say, mouthpieces in and chin straps on.
Chin straps buckle.
Chin straps buckle.
We going full go. This is gonna be fun. This is the red pill.
Gina, St. Louis, welcome. Shantrel. We got Martise from Surprise, Arizona. That's an interesting name. Andrea, right in my backyard in Philadelphia. Emily from Atlanta. Bruce, Deshaun from LA. Welcome. Got the whole crew coming in tonight. Alfred, man, I want to be out there with you in Hawaii, man.
Welcome. Wow. I pray we could do a flip out in Hawaii. I'm dying to do a flip in Hawaii.
Come on, Alfred. We need you to sign up to be a capital contributor. We need a place out there. Realtor. Linda from Wadesboro, North Carolina. Aji from Clarksville, Tennessee. Stephanie, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Got the Bucks going, and I wonder if they're going to make it to the finals.
I don't know.
See. Gaila from Hyattsville, Maryland. Lucy from Coleman, Alabama. Welcome. Alton. See you. Chantel from Atlanta. Ronald, welcome from Reston, Virginia. I have family down in Reston. It's a nice town. All right, Alton from Pennsylvania. Alan from Pennsylvania, welcome. Got Fayetteville in the house. DC represented by J-Toe, welcome. Another ATL.
All right, give people about 30 more seconds so we can get going. We got a lot of information to go over.
So I'm going to cue this testimonial up, okay?
Perfect.
I'm going to get that rolling as an intro.
How does Martina need to get that?
No, I have it.
Oh, you figured out how to do the sound so everybody can hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we're going to do this.
Okay. So we got people that's going to be in the green room, guests that's going to be coming in and later. But as soon as the testimonial's up, then they can come in.
All right, I'm going to play it now.
Hey everyone, again, my name is Janaea. I just wanted to testify that a few months ago.
Well, wait a minute. No. Todd, give that to Chris. Give that to Martina so she can be able to play that in because we're not seeing it. So what we're going to talk about today while we're getting that in, and Martina, you can actually play it and cue it up and do everything. We're going to have people that we have our first trifecta, meaning that we have somebody from MWR that's a certified realtor in our program. We have a MWR person that's firing the landlord, and we have an MWR member that's making a sale of her house, and she's also a person that's also an MWR buyer. So she's already in the buyers program as well. So today's going to be cool because you're going to see all three parties on how everything worked, how everything kind of got started, and then where we could get in. So Martina, can you play that testimonial? If there's an issue, we can be able to play that a little bit later if there's an issue. So we can kind of keep things moving.
So you weren't able to hear it, Mario?
No, we can't see it. It has to be plain to where people can see the screen and they can also hear the everything. It wasn't coming in, so that's why I said let Martina be able to do that. You know what? Why don't we do this? Why don't we get the guests that are here? Let's get them in. We'll play the testimonial later on, but we just need to make sure it gets queued and then get it. Oh, there it is.
3 minute 51 second mark.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, right there is good.
Tired of renting, and I wanted a better life for myself and my two children. And I was just tired of throwing money away in like different apartments that I was living in, not able to put up pictures. And I just kept researching, and I actually went to Craigslist. And on Craigslist, I came across and I spoke with Mario and the great staff there, and they told me they could get me and my children in a house. And I'm like, okay, you're going to do that for me? Do you know what my credit score is? Do you know how many credit cards I owe? And I like shopping. So I'm like, okay. So they guaranteed me. And I'm like, all right. And I'm another one, like, I got to see it to believe it, because there's so many different scams and things out there. Like people try to get your money and things like that. But they guaranteed me. So immediately they told me the next day they were going to sign me to a realtor, a great realtor and a financial advisor. I'm like, okay, he's serious. Okay. So I started looking for a home. I'm like, wow, this is really serious. And I started getting different things, deleted off my credit. And I just closed on my house last month, 4 days before my 40th birthday. 30th, wait a minute, 30th. And that was my prayer. That was my prayer that God, I really wanted to own my house before I turned 30. And God has done that for me and my children. Thanks, Mario.
Mark Ellis, the hardest working realtor in America.
Okay, great. So let's get our guests on. And we're going to be able to bring them in. There's going to be certain things. I want to do an intro of each of them. This is Mark Ellis, the marketing extraordinaire realtor that pretty much have landed us on properties in such a hard market. And somehow he keeps on finding properties for our clients that want to fire your landlord. So Mark, tell everybody about yourself, bro. How long you been at MWR? What was the attraction? And how are you finding these jewels in such a hard, tough market?
Thanks a lot, Mario. Well, it all started with MWR probably about 4 months ago. Got into the program. Todd actually introduced me. I know Mario and Todd both from college, from our Rutgers days. And we were able to get together and start to put these deals together. Now, the thing about finding these properties, it's a little bit different than, it's a rough market, but it's a little bit different because we're looking for wholesale properties. And primarily you're going through the MLS. That's my first avenue that I go. Try to find those properties that have been sitting on the market for a little while. And, some
Okay. Todd, can you hear on your side? Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now I hear you.
Okay. All right. So after the MLS, then it's pretty much, going through trying to work your contacts, the relationships that are built in the industry, working with wholesalers, going to different social media sites where the wholesalers are trying to find those properties, FISBOs, which are for sale by owner, scouring like Zillow, realtor.com, those sites like that. They always have the when people are trying to sell their homes, going that route as well. And then I have it's called drive-bys. So you find that you drive by a vacant property and you go to the tax records, find out who owns that property, and reach out to them and see if they're interested in selling that particular property. So those are the primary avenues that I try to find properties that fit the criterias of the clients.
Well, I know that you're the first certified realtor that has actually active, and you're working with Daishea, and you found her a property, and she's going to come on a second because she's going to be the seller of the property. I know you're working with Joy. I know you're working with a handful of other people that have come in. Now, what advice would you tell somebody that wants to fire their landlord as they start to get in and get with the realtor in this market? What type of advice would you give to them?
Well, first, of course, you have to kind of know what kind of property that you're trying to get into. The main thing is really to know bedrooms, how many bedrooms, locations, the areas that you want to be in, because that's what we're really focused on when I'm working with the end client, the end buyer. After that, it's pretty much, when you're going into a property and you're looking at these vacant properties, you just have to have an open eye, because these properties, they're not move-in ready properties. So, they need renovation, and some properties are pretty bad. So it's just a matter of going in with an open eye. And if the space works for you, if the area works for you, it has the right bedrooms, and, after that, the program will take care of the rest of it. So that's the main things, just knowing where you want to be and the areas and what that space looks like for you.
Okay, and where can you work? Where are you doing your deals?
My deals are primarily I cover South Jersey primarily, but there's also properties that we looked at up in North Jersey. Primarily, most people like to stay out of the inner cities if possible, but there's always opportunities in like the Camden, New Jersey, Irvington. We looked at a few properties up there, and just trying to figure out for the particular client, what they're looking for. But I'm all over New Jersey. I'm covering from the top of New Jersey to the bottom of New Jersey, just trying to find the right property for that particular person.
And what would you say to the realtors out there that I know there's so many today that's watching you? What would you say to them on what type of advice would you tell them?
Well, just work your relationships. If you have strong relationships in the industry, it's a lot easier. When you go to the MLS, a lot of times those properties that have been there might not be the most viable properties. We saw a few properties that were actually jacked up on one side of the building, being held up by jacks. And you walk into there and you're like, there's no way that this property is going to work. But you just keep at it. And if you have the relationships in the market, you could reach out to those wholesalers, those people that the realtors that know of somebody that might know somebody that might know somebody. It's really just about having those relationships built, and really also working social media. You'd be surprised how many deals that you could find on social media that people, if you just put it out there, that people will have properties for you that'll come to you with their properties.
In other words, that if you're going to be a certified realtor, you can't be any cookie cutter type of individual. Marco took that red pill a long time ago, so he's doing things on another level as where that would be. So we're only looking for the best of the best to come, because you're going to have an army working with you, when you work. Okay, so Mark, we definitely appreciate everything that you're doing, and we look forward to being able to do a lot of deals with you. And when we do our certified realtor segment, we definitely want you leading the charge.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Keep
So-
grinding, brother. Keep grinding.
Absolutely. And if anybody wants to get in touch with me, you can reach my email address is mark@kw.com. Real simple.
Keller Williams in the house.
Always working, Mark. Always working.
Absolutely. That's right.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, so let's try to get Daishea Upshaw on next. What's
There
up,
she is.
Daishea? You're muted though.
I am muted. You hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
How you guys doing?
Good. So Daishea is a very interesting individual because not only is she a client buying a property that our certified realtor Mark connected with, but then she's also selling a property to the next guest that will end up coming up. So Daishea, yeah, isn't this crazy? So you've been in the program now going on about 2 months.
Yes.
So what has been your experience as far as how have you seen your credit improving? How have you seen the process working? How did you end up, having the property bought for you? And most importantly, with your position here, how did you come to where you're selling your property?
So I like to say thank you guys for having me on.
Absolutely.
I found you guys through Mark. Of course, Mark connected me to you guys. The process so far has been really an eye-opener. I usually don't go for things that I don't really know about, but it was from going to the page itself and looking at the page and reading it itself. It gives you so many details and so much details about the program. I had to reach out because of what I read, what I heard, the testimonies that I heard. I had to reach out. But then when I did reach out, what I liked the most was I got the CEO, I got the owner. Like I spoke to the man. Sometimes you don't never know who you're working with.
Yeah.
And I respected the fact that the two people that's on right now, I got to meet those two people and I got to talk to those two people. And I got to hear from those two people of what I was going to get when I entered the program. So that was a buy-in for me because it was really personal to meet the people that were going to actually work with you. So that to me sold me there. But then the details that I was given, the information I was given, and the transparency that I was given about how the process was going to go. And then also being allowed to be a part of that process of learning some of the stuff that I needed to do for myself and getting the tools that I needed to do. Getting the tools as far as the information of where I needed to go at and the direction I needed to go in to even start with the credit part. So right away, I start seeing stuff coming off my credit report, and then that made me more motivated to get the things that I was asked to get to help improve the credit. So the whole process, the communication piece, I'm big on communication. I'm big on emails. I check, and if I text somebody, I'm getting a response. If I don't get a response from this person, I'm definitely getting a response from that person. I'm getting told to send the email, and the communication piece is a big piece for me too. It goes along with the transparency. That made me more comfortable with going down and going into the process. We're watching it actually come to fruition, going to see it, going right. Like the first day I went I'm thinking we're going to wait. No, you're going to call this person. You're going to get approved for the credit. We're going to start. And I'm like, okay, they're not going to call me. They're not like, oh, this can't, it's like too good to be true, but it is true, And I was the next week I was out looking for a house. And then that day I found my house. And then 3 weeks later, we were seeing about closing on that house, and now you're seeing it, get built and everything. So so now that goes into me having a home and me reaching out to Mario and saying, listen, I trust him. I trust Mark. So let's try to get this house sold. I have a house, that I want to sell that I actually own and I want to get it sold, and it was like, he was like, okay, I'm gonna take care of you. And I'm like, all right. And then 2 weeks later we sold the house. So it's like, when someone tells you something, sometimes you don't want to believe it, but I'm already at a point where, I was sold after 3 to 4 weeks of being with you guys, because what you say is what you say and what it is what it is. And if you put in the work, you're going to get results.
Absolutely. You've been a model client. I told you missed your calling because I said you should either be a wedding coordinator or interior decorator.
Definitely
this girl right here. Oh my God.
Definitely interior designer.
And I'm a therapist. I'm literally a therapist.
She's a therapist, but oh my God, Daishea, You know, I tease her all the time. You know,
It's
she
funny.
can't post anything on Facebook because she knows I'm coming with some
Right.
jokes.
It's funny. And like the funny thing is like we had to get an architect. I went and just like downloaded the app and did
Oh
a
my
design.
God, I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that. I saw it on social. I saw it on Facebook. I like to share, man.
I
But
designed it myself. I was like, hey, I
then
could
she
do it.
finds a property in a part of New Jersey I didn't even know existed. I thought you were teasing me when you told me Mauricetown. I was
Yeah.
like, what is this? But you know, it ended up working. So that's what a membership of all these network marketers. You see thousands of comments basically popping on the screen. Pop, 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 pop. That's the excitement of everybody in all different parts of the country, between New Jersey to Texas to Hawaii, which I'm dying to flip something out there. That's what happens. That's what happens. But you are invaluable, and you know, I can honestly say that you came in as a client and you leaving as a friend. You
Right.
know,
Right.
so you
I
know
feel the
when you
same.
hit me back, when you text me, how fast you get a response?
Like that. I
I,
honestly get a response fast, and if I can't get you, I get Todd, and I'm like,
yeah.
you know, I always apologize because I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of anal.
Oh yeah.
So,
Are you? Are you?
but that comes from my profession. But it's like I you know I apologize for it, but you guys don't take it personal, and I like that
No,
too
no, no. We understand that this is
because
the
you're
biggest
professionals.
purchase. This is the biggest purchase
Mhm.
anybody's going to make. So we understand that there's
Mhm.
going to be some anxiety. We want to try to
Mhm.
help with the anxiety as much as possible. Our contractors, they're excellent as far as the way on how they communicate. So
Mhm.
Todd is actually running with the contractors, doing certain things, and then we're pretty. You know, when Deshae asks for something, we all right. Yeah, we could do it. Or you're tripping. We
No.
can't do that.
Yeah, can't do it. So
So
then,
you
yeah,
know,
and then, but it's cool because I'll be like, well, can I do it? You be like, yeah, you can do it. I'm like, all right,
so you
well, as long
know,
as I can do
we try to just be a team. That's how
it.
everything pops in on that thing. But to share, we look forward to growing with you. We want you to be. We want you to really open up your network because you too young to remember E.F. Hutton. But there was a commercial back in the 70s where they had this guy, E.F. Hutton. When E.F. Hutton talks, everybody
everybody
listens.
listens.
The
Yeah.
share is the new E.F. Hutton because when she posts something, everybody listens to what she's talking about.
Mhm.
So I know she got a lot. So I think that she's going to be able to really thrive in the real estate world. And I look forward to working with her and help her be able to get in and flip and do all kinds of things. So I appreciate
Thank
you coming
you.
on, Deshae. All right.
Thank you. And I appreciate you guys. Really do
Hope that
appreciate you guys. Thank you.
appreciate you.
Absolutely.
I hope that
No
knee
doubt.
is I hope that knee's healing up for you. I know you're gonna be
Yeah.
back in the
Well,
gym.
you know, she'll
I'm
be
sitting
back.
here rubbing it. I'm sitting here rubbing it now. Like
She'll be back putting them on tippy toe poses that she always be doing.
he called me Tippy. Yeah, he calls me Tippy Toe.
I call her Tippy.
I
All
blame it on
right.
the
Well,
knee. I blame
no
it on my
doubt,
knee.
no doubt. So we appreciate you, and we'll hold it down. We'll talk soon. All right.
All right. Thanks a
Thanks
lot.
for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Thanks to share. So
So
yeah,
now we
definitely.
got the anchor. Now we're gonna bring in Joy. Now we bringing in the buyer.
Yes.
Hi.
How you doing, Joe?
You might want to get a
I'm
little
doing
bit light
great.
on there. I can barely see you. Look like a silhouette. You can see
Can you
me?
hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. So now you see the person who selling your house that you're buying. This is the first time you're seeing her, correct?
I can't hear
Joy, can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Todd, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I don't hear
Okay.
you. Can.
Joy. Joy? Can you hear us?
I can hear you, Todd.
Okay, well, Todd, you ask the questions. If she can't hear me, just let you ask the
I
questions.
can't hear. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So you know, as Mario was just saying, you know, we just had the seller of the property that you're buying. So that was the first time I think you might have seen or met Deshae. So she's the one that's selling the home that you're buying. and we just wanted to have you on from your perspective as far as, how things kind of came together for you. I know, there was a lot of things going on, and, you were looking for a house, and, you and Mario had a previous relationship in the sense that, you worked, what was that, Credit Evolution, right, Mario? And so,
It was 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's quite a while ago, but, you guys had that, interaction back then, and now we're coming full circle. Now you were looking for a home, and we happen to be in the right place at the right time. So what were some of the things that you were looking for, and how things came together in this transaction that now you're in the process of, getting ready to buy your home?
So I've been out with Mark. Of course, Mark took me out, and I've been looking for homes and stuff, and the prices are kind of really crazy right now. I'm also a member of MWR. Mario told me about MWR. I was with another credit company that really didn't do
Which
much
one?
for me. So what I liked
Ask her
about
which one.
the program was that
Which credit company were you with prior?
I can
Better
say their
not do
name
that.
on there. Look.
Yeah, you can say it. Tell her to say it.
FES. I was with FES, and I believe in credit repair, and I believe in being a product of a product, but that product didn't work well for me. So I got started with MWR a little over 2 months ago. Didn't think the process was going to work as fast for me. I got a call from Mario about 2 or so weeks ago, saying that they found the property, because everything had kept falling through for me. I have a big family, so I was looking for a certain size home, a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home for me and my children. When Mario reached out to me, he said, "Joy, I know of a 6-bedroom, 2-bathroom," and I'm like, okay, look at God. I'm only asking for a 4-bedroom. And so I went out to see the place. And the crazy thing is, as a child, when I was about 12 or between 12 and 14 years old, a Victorian style house was my favorite home. So to go out and see that it was a home that I always dreamed of living in, that made me really, really happy. My children were happy with it as well. And again, as Dashia was saying, you guys have been very transparent in this whole process. As far as you've been communicating with me, and I'm just excited that soon I'll be in my home, me and my children.
So Todd, ask her about, do we be given the proper directions? Are we strict? How is it, so people know how we are once you're a client?
Yeah, Mario was just saying, how are we are we strict? Once you're in the program, are we strict? How is it as a client, dealing with us as far as, when we're asking, laying out everything, are we kind of strict about what we're doing, as far as making sure that, you know what's going on, and we know what you're expecting from us, and we know what we're expecting from you as the client.
So yeah, I'm gonna say strict, but I'm a twist that a little bit. Y'all very firm. So
I like that. I like.
you definitely hold the person accountable. So you have a part to play. You lay it out very clearly what part you have to play in it, what part I have to play in it, and you definitely held me accountable for things. So when we get on the phone and talk, you're like, did you do this and this? And usually I'm like, yes, I got this and this done. I might, because life happens, and I might, not have gotten something done, but I make sure I'm getting done whatever you guys are asking me to do. And the process has been just it's been going really, really quickly. And like I said, y'all firm.
Well, tell her it's out of love. It's out of love.
Yeah, like Mario said, it's out of love. I mean, if we just let everything, how it is with a parent, right? The parent just let you do anything. There's some things that we want to do, right? But sometimes we need to kind of, hey, let's stay focused on what the real goal is. And
Absolutely.
that's the thing that's definitely great about what's going on in the program.
So everybody, we
I
should close
appreciate you
on
guys.
our
You guys are
house.
great. You keep
Tell
me
her
on
we
my
should
toes,
close.
and sometimes I absolutely need that. So
We'll
it's
close in
appreciated.
probably about 10, maybe 10, 11 more days. So then that will be there. And then the rehab, Todd, how long is her rehab going to take?
We're looking at about probably about like 6 weeks, six maybe 8 weeks, depending upon we
8 weeks,
have this about the inspections and things
man.
like
We
that.
got to get that done faster than 8 weeks, bro. So
Yeah,
might have to put more people on the project. Everybody got to have accountability, even the contractors. 8 weeks is too long. Got to get her in there in 6 weeks or under. So all right, well then that sounds good. We'll let Joy know that how much I appreciate her coming on there. And the next time we want her to be starting to make some noise within MWR, and we want her to start getting some people and getting memberships and helping other people fire the landlord.
yeah. Well, definitely, we thank you, Joy, for coming on and sharing your story and experience. We just want to, next time when you come on, now you start making some noise with your network and start bringing in some other people as well, and building up, for you and your family, how MWR is going to make wealth real for all of us.
Absolutely.
So
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
thank you, Joy. You take care. Have a good evening. We'll be
You
in
too.
touch.
Bye-bye.
I don't know why she couldn't hear me. That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it was like that. I almost felt like, now you know what it feels like if you were like dead and you didn't know that you were dead, and then you're talking to people and then they can't hear you. That would kind of piss me off, I think. But you could tell I'll be the type to be haunting everybody, playing jokes. So that's what you got to look forward to. But yeah, everybody, we end up becoming very firm simply because of the fact that we don't want to just get you into a house. We want you to stay in that house. So if you don't change any of your behavior that led to you having bad credit, then we're going to get you into a house, and 2-3 years later, you're going to get foreclosed. Okay, so we got to make sure that you change the way you do things. You can't get scattered. Life happens. You're going to have a lot of different things that's distracting you, especially when you're trying. The universe got a funny way of having all these obstacles. Universe, the devil, whatever you want to call it, has a funny way to have all these obstacles happen once you're trying to buy a home. If you're doing something that nobody's ever done in your family, you're going to have all kinds of obstacles. So you got to know that going in and stay focused. All right. So let's get a couple slides up. But yeah, everybody that's asking about how can they get into the program. I know that we've been a little slower this week because we're reeling from last week when I was moving. But this was Todd. This is actually them seeing the house. We'll give you a few seconds of this. The house that Joy is going to be moving into, Deshaya's house. And yeah, it's going to need a lot of work, but can't be 8 weeks. Got to be 6 weeks or under. So let's get a little chance
Mark
to see
Ellis,
what it
the
would look
hardest
like.
working realtor in America. That's what they say. So we walking in.
What is it? 7-bedroom? 6-bedroom. Kitchen area. So they got gas in here, right? Kitchen area. Little dining room area. So all the floors, baseboard trim we got to get. There's drop ceiling, I think. Rich, will we pull this drop ceiling out over here or leave it?
They will come out and put a sheetrock ceiling up. You will take this down, sheetrock it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you can do. Just pull out. I mean, this will be a straight demo.
All this will come out.
Yeah, all this stuff come out. So yeah, you got the gas.
You got to find out where you want to do TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is basic. Basic, real basic.
Is there a light down there?
I think they got the gist. Okay, so that was something, man. We definitely gonna have to make sure in the next couple months we can end up getting a side by side between what that property looked like before and what it looks like when it's in the finished condition. So folks, when you get into these properties, you're not going to get your dream house. We're going to do mid-grade upgrades. We're not going to do a $1,500 bathtub. All right. Right, Joy? We're going to be getting stuff, might do a $400 or $500 bathtub. I don't know. But we're going to be doing things to where if you weren't going to buy it, then you got to look and see how everything works, because we got to make our capital contributor happy, because they got to make money on the deal. And we're also announcing that McKaysey is going to be the first capital contributor investor, since he's the one who was responsible for basically hooking U.S. Housing Exchange up with MWR Financial. So McKaysey is going to be the first capital contributor that's going to be doing the real estate investment along with whatever LLC that we're choosing to go up and do the deal with. But when we do a deal, we're always going to remodel the kitchen. We're always going to remodel the bathrooms. We're always going to be redoing, changing the floors. That old looking 70s countertop is going to be replaced with the real nice countertop. It's not going to be marble, but it could be granite-ish, or we're going to make sure that we have the nice ceramic tile and make sure all the different items work, like your roof and your plumbing and your electric and everything like that. We're going to make sure all these things are straight so you can feel good about your house, your house that you're doing. Okay, so this is how everything works, but we're working together. You're going to know who your investor is. You know who the corporation is. You're going to have access to myself, Todd, Elijah, Isaiah, Charlene, Chi. We got a new girl, Taylor, that's going to be coming aboard with us. So we're going to have a good staff for you guys to make sure of. Now, as you're sitting here as an MWR member, you're like, okay, how can I get this out to buyers? Now, Andamo is going to come on and going to talk about how we're going to be transitioning into a system to where MWR Real Estate is going to have its own platform and going to be able to do certain things. Okay, but we're in an interim position, an interim basis. While we're waiting for a lot of these things to tie together, you guys have to have patience. We're going to be doing certain things manually before we really can open this thing up. Guys, keep in mind, this isn't a fly-by-night program that we're putting together. I looked a lot younger in that video testimonial at the beginning, because that was 2012. Where are we? That was 9 years ago. We started our program back in 2009. So this was a long time ago that we've been having people fire their landlord. The funny part is, the girl in the testimonial who was about to turn 30, now she really is about to turn 40. She was talking about that. And so that's what we're doing. You want to be able to make sure that you can alert anybody in the United States that's renting. Anybody that's in the United States that's renting, to not let credit be a hurdle. Okay, because I'm not going to go through a lot of slides, and you see me post this slide several times, but I'm going to give you the chief reason why you want to fire your landlord. So you can bring up the slide, and we're going to talk a little bit about inflation. Then we can bring Andamo up and then be able to address any questions or anything like that of anybody that can be able to come in. The main thing is the variable is you. We've had testimonials of people who follow directions. The people who weren't successful is the people who couldn't follow directions. So if you can't follow directions, don't sign up for the program. Okay, but when you rent a house in today's market in 2021, it's $2,036 on the average. Now, if you're in Alabama, it's not going to be $2,036. If you're in LA, it's not going to be $2,036. We're talking about what the averages are. Okay, but the reason why you want to own a house is you want to stabilize what you're paying out. The problem with rent increases with inflation. So if you can't fire your landlord, then what's going to happen is in 2051, so however old you are now, let's advance 30 years. And some people are renting their entire life. How are you going to be able to afford the rent? Because most of you that's on this call is going to be retired in 30 years. So do you believe you're going to save up enough money to where you can afford $4,200 a month in tomorrow's rent? So that's why cut the cord and fire your landlord and help as many people fire the landlord as you possibly can. Harriet Tubman, when she was a slave, she got herself free. Then she went back to free as many people as she could. That's the opportunity that you have right now, and you're going to get paid to do it. Because every MWR member gets $600 on top of your memberships, sales, commissions, whatever you want to call it. But you're going to also get $600 for referring anybody into the program that qualifies for us to buy them a home. So apply. If you can't qualify right now, you're going to get a game plan. If you haven't saved 3.5%, you're going to get a game plan. Hey, you need more savings. If you don't have 2 years self-employed, you're going to get a game plan that you need 1 year and 6 months, because we'll buy and we'll wait 6 months. That's not a problem. We can't buy and wait a year, but we'll buy and wait 6 months. Okay? So that is the main reason. The only slide I'm going to show today is that one right there. Okay? So that's what we're talking about, is that you want to make sure that you develop a plan. If your lease is up in 2023, please don't apply now unless you think you can get out your lease. When we do stuff and we accept you into the program, you're probably going to be with the realtor probably within 2 weeks. If you find a property, we'll buy in 2 weeks. So you could be sitting on your sofa right now as a renter, and by the following month, your rehab can be starting. Okay? So let's get Andamo in, and let's get Andamo backstage. And Andamo was 100% responsible for the U.S. housing exchange. You have McKaysey, who told me about it, but Andamo made it happen, and Brian actually signed off on it. So Andamo, I got undying thankfulness as far as what he was able to do, and he works hard behind the scenes. You guys do not realize how hard this man works. He got to talk. He got to go through at least 3 charges a day. So I don't know how he does it, because he's always on the phone talking. I'm like, dang, dude, how many phones you go through in a day?
I know this is, but it's a mission that we're on. We are truly here, Brian House and myself, to really make wealth real. That's what MWR stands for, and that's what we're going to do. And MWR Real Estate is just one of those components that helps that to happen. What was exciting here, and this is what I want everyone to get. First of all, it was nice to see Mario show someone from like 2012, as he said, going through the program and how happy they were. And it lets you know that you don't have to wonder if this is kind of something we're trying to figure out how to put together. Because we started slow, one of the things that I'm going to help you understand part of what that process is, but one of the things I want you to understand, and I think you all are starting to begin to understand, that wow, they truly are helping people buy homes. And now you see right here in MWR Financial the power of what happens here. You have a MWR certified realtor. You have a MWR financial. Two other. Everybody's in MWR Financial. All 3. So one becomes a certified realtor. You have a seller and a buyer, and it's all happening in one full cocoon. So everyone gets to be happy. Everyone gets towards the goals that they want, and that is the power of what we do. See, when you go out and build a network, and you go out and build distribution, you now be able to see the all the dots kind of line up, and they align, and they start to say, oh, I need this, but I need that, and I need this. It's just like what Mr. Ellis said, Mark Ellis, when he was talking about how he finds things on social media. What all social media is a group of people that just mention something, and then they go, oh, well, because I'm connected to this person follows me, this is my friend over here who has a friend over here, that whole 6 degrees of separation. All of a sudden it's like, oh, well, I need this, you need that, and we can put this together. MWR Financial is building that kind of community to make that happen, and you get paid for it. Unlike social media, you don't get paid anything. They make money from you, but now you have an environment that you can get paid for not only developing your distribution network and literally do that, but also you get paid for bringing properties to bear. You get paid for you can become the homeowner, which is huge, and then be able to show other people how to do the same. That's what's really, really exciting. Now, what's happening here, and I know many of you are going, where are our tools? Where's all the things that we're doing? Well, one of the things that we did when we announced this, and you know how excited I was, and I'm still just as excited as I've always been. But what we had to do beyond just the computers talking to each other, and you can see one of the things about MWR Financial, for those of you that have been here for a while, you know that we always get it done. You know that there is never a, oh, well, they didn't get that done. They tried this, didn't get that done. No, we always get it done because we vet the things that make sense and we do it there all the way. One of the relationships that I know I can speak for Brian House and myself that we love about Mario Henry and Todd Lane, they are long-term thinkers. They're not trying to build something today, make some quick money, and think that's success. They understand the impact of what they can bring to the table and what can happen with the union of MWR Financial and the U.S. Housing Exchange, that union together, what kind of impact it can have on America. And it can solve a major, major issue that many of us go through. I was listening to the young lady, or just what you just said, Mario, where people, renting and career renters renting forever. My mom never owned a home. When I grew up, I never, ever lived in a house, ever. In fact, it was really interesting. I bought my first home at 22. But what was crazy is 6 months prior to me buying the house, I go into a seminar. And this is why this is so important to me, and I'm just going to tell you this quick story so you understand the impact you can have on others. But I went into this seminar that was going to tell you how to buy real estate with no money down, one of those kind of things, right? And what I learned there was they just kind of did a little bit to try to get you to buy the big package, right? That was the thing. But they did something for me that blew my mind. If you'd have told me 10 seconds before I went in there that, oh, in 6 months you're going to become a homeowner, I would have said, no, there's no way. So I was hopeful. I wanted to do it, but I didn't think it was possible for me because I never lived in a house. My mom, we never lived in a house, always renting. And we never even rented a house. My mom, we rented an apartment. We lived in an apartment my whole life. So I always felt, Mario and Todd, that you had to be rich to be able to be a homeowner. Somewhere psychologically and emotionally, I felt you had to be rich, and I knew I wasn't rich. I was just working for the phone company, so there was no way I could buy a house. So I go to this seminar. Here's what's crazy, Mario and Todd. I found out I had the credit, I had the income, I had the assets, the money, and I had it. Here's what's crazy. I had it for a whole year earlier and never even considered that I could be a homeowner. Didn't even give it a consideration. So what I realize now, becoming a homeowner, now my kids, if you advance it a generation, they only expect to be homeowners. In fact, they've leveraged themselves, both my son and my daughter, the two oldest, so Enrico and Brooke. Brooke is going to be home stacking her chips. She wants to buy an apartment building. My oldest son, he's looking to buy an apartment building. Say, well, we've been in dorms and stuff in college. So we know what it is to kind of be in an apartment. We'll go do that, own it, and then buy the house. Let that leverage that to buy the house that we want to live in. So the mindset is different because of the exposure and the environment. And so you get to change and touch and impact your family to make them happier by giving them an opportunity to do here. So here's what's going to happen. And here's why there's been some of this delay. we didn't want to just bring out something and just bring it out quick and it's okay, but it doesn't really work. We obviously started putting some things together. Then we hired our chief marketing officer. And then as she's looked at things and what she's doing for MWR Financial as a whole, and you'll see that, it was terrific. She goes, you guys have the greatest services, the greatest business model, the greatest comp plan that I've ever seen. And I've been through all these different companies. It is incredible that you have all these things. So, but you guys, the messaging is so hard to understand, and we got to simplify this and make it easy for people to get. So one of the things that she's doing is doing that. So in that process, as we were starting to put all the stuff together for real estate and we had her look at it, we realized, don't say yak, yak, yak when yak will do. That's essentially what she's going to go. Let me just get it down to yak so it becomes very simple. And you're going to see MWR Real Estate with the direction, and I have to give the credit to, with Mario Henry, of course, in his direction and leadership, and then Todd, they had some great input, great ideas on things that we can do to help make the field, and also hearing from the field. And then, of course, myself doing the same, we came up with some great things that we can go make happen. So you're going to see MWR Real Estate have its own platform. It'll have its own YouTube page. It'll have its own Facebook page, and the whole network will be able to go in there and have some fun and show all these great results and show people going through the process. You'll be able to go. You'll know where to go right to find it. We'll have its own kind of platform where MWR Real Estate, you'll understand that, okay, here's the program. So, your landlord is fired. That's the program. Then here's the tools for that program. You'll see a landing page. You have the little videos explain. So all you have to do is go get people in front of the information, and they will join your business. And the fact that they will be joining your business to go and become homeowners, for example, that builds your network, that builds your distribution network, and it explodes your business. You're going to have something for certified realtors. So it'll be certified realtors. That's the program. Here's the tools for them. Have a landing page that they can go utilize to help impact the renters that they come across, other realtors that they come across, and properties and things they come across. They'll be able to utilize that and have a great time. And then the capital contributors will have their tools as well. So it's going to be kind of a three-tiered environment, but it's all under one roof of MWR Real Estate, but it's going to be done in a simplistic, simple way. It'll be a playbook that you'll be given that you can say, okay, great, I'm talking to this person, and this person's needs are this area. This other person, they need real estate. They want to be a homeowner. Here's what you'll know very, very clearly. Here's what I do. I say this, I send them here. They get to see all these things. And the great thing about it is when someone wants to become a homeowner and you give them some videos and some tools that they go, that's possible, then it becomes very easy for them to say, okay, I want to be a part of this, because the value of what they want is so much bigger than what the initial investment is to go get it. And then they start to understand, the mind starts to shift because they start realizing, well, that initial investment, I'm thinking I'm paying that. Oh, I now get involved with the experts and I find out that this is a write-off. In fact, this money I'd have been sending to IRS anyway. In fact, I wouldn't even be sending it to them. They'd have been taking it from me up front because I'd have been overpaying the IRS. Now I'm learning some financial literacy. I got the experts doing the work for me, and I'm in a much better position than I ever thought possible. You'll have realtors of the professionalism of a Mark Ellis that'll say, well, wait a minute. I had some little tax issues because when I first got 1099, man, I made a couple $100,000 my first year. I couldn't believe it. Then I was like, oh, you were supposed to pay some of that in taxes. And now you have some issues and some challenges, but they got the tax experts to help me kind of put that back in order, help me even if I needed to do an offer in compromise, and they don't charge me a fortune, tens of thousands of dollars to do it, $750 flat. Boom. I'm now on the road to really be structured properly and do great business and be able to keep more of what I make. Wow. That's novel. You have realtors that'll be able to say, hey, here's a house. You just purchased the house. Congratulations. There's another realtor who's competing, saying, yep, you're a homeowner. Hey, congratulations. But here at MWR Financial, the certified realtor will be able to say, here's your home. Now, let me show you how to pay that off in 7 to 12 years, including not only your mortgage, but all the rest of your debt, cars, everything. Let's get it paid off. And let me show you just from the mortgage side, what your net cost will be. Oh, so when you bought the house for $250,000, you were going to pay another $200,000 in interest. So your net cost for the average person is $450. But at MWR Financial, come on now, at MWR Financial, that net cost went from at 250 still purchase price, but instead of paying $200,000 in interest, oh, you're only paying 85. Oh, your net cost is only 325. Huh? What? Or my net cost is only what? Are you kidding me? That's the kind of impact that you can have, and so that's why you'll see a Mario Henry and a Todd Lane work so hard, and they're putting forth so much effort to make sure that everyone wins. And even though we are going slow to go fast, understand that is a powerful thing to do, and we did it in every aspect of MWR Financial's growth. We started slow to go fast.
Absolutely.
So this process, as we all came together and we launched and we announced, here we are, we're doing this. Well, now, and so it's been a little slow as things get rolled out, but the things that get rolled out, they are going to absolutely, now watch this. Here's what I'm going to say. You're going to absolutely love everything that's rolled out, but here's what I'm going to tell you. And this is what's exciting. You heard the people that were on the call today. Think about this. Everyone said, "Oh, we don't have the tools yet. We don't have this yet." But Mario and Todd said, "We're not just going to sit back and wait. We'll keep working and do what we have to do, even though it's a manual process. But now you can see that it can still come together. You have Joy, who's the buyer. You have Deshea, who's the seller. You have Mark Ellis, who's the realtor. They're all under MWR Financial. What do we say? You buy, sell, flip, and invest, all under one roof. Oh, and McCasey is going to be the capital contributor. So you have all four people that are MWR Financial related." And now you can see this is possible. So you don't need to wait and go, okay, well, I'll just wait and sit on my hands and wait for the tools to come. No, the people who are smart are building their distribution networks, because they might not know the realtor, the seller, the buyer, or the capital contributor right now. But all of a sudden they build a distribution network. They look up and they're all sitting there coming out of their organization. That's the power of what we do. So, Mario, I'm going to throw it back to you because that's where we are, man. I'm excited about it. But Mario seems like he froze. Todd, are you there? Yeah, he does.
I'm here.
Okay.
Excellent clarification and expounding on exactly where we are in the process. Any great thing takes some time to work out some kinks and things of that nature. That, like you said, we're not here for just the quick hit. We're here for the long term legacy, right? What do we always talk about? We're building a legacy. Correct. We want to build we want each individual NWR person, wherever their entry point into the system, we want you to be building a legacy for not only yourself, but those generations to follow. And in order to do that, we have to construct each service. We have to construct it and make sure that, hey, we've accounted for, hey, this is something we got to work on, or this is something we got to tighten up, so that when we get to that end result, and we, as you said, to move slow to go fast, when we get to that fast point, everything is on autopilot, and we're changing people's lives. Right.
This will be literally, Todd, you'll see, and I think Mario can come from backstage. I see him back there. It looks like he's moving around now, so I think he's live. But there you go.
I don't know what's wrong with my internet. I thought it was.
He changed the cricket. He changed the cricket.
You've upgraded from that, bro.
Oh my gosh! I thought it was a Damo's connection. I was like, man, get this guy off the stage, man. It's breaking up, and it was me.
Oh my goodness. But I'll just tell you this. What I love about MWR Financial is that this is not a company where if you need too much starch in your collar and underwear, this is where you come. No. We have fun and we make profits. And it's always fun to make a profit. And it's be fun. So we have fun and we get into people's happiness. But what I was just saying, and Todd, you hit it right. What's possible here if everyone just goes out and here's what happens. I want everyone to know, because I know you guys love Mario and Todd and what they're doing. They need your help. Let me tell you how you can help them, because a lot of times you say, here's what I need, but let me show you what you can do to help them. And then Mario and Todd, you tell me if I'm accurate in this statement. They need you to go to build the most massive distribution network this industry has ever seen. Because by doing so, we will have literally hundreds of testimonials, or every single month there'll be all these testimonials about people becoming new homeowners. For the first 6 to 8 months, first year, you may see that they're telling you the process they're in. Oh, the first person, hey, I found the house. Hey, I'm finding the house. Oh, they found me the house. Oh, hey, I now see my house is under rehab. It's under construction. Oh, now I've closed. And all of a sudden that homeowner is going to go pop, 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 pop. It'll be much like when you have that microwave popcorn. You know, when you sit it there and you have to sit there and you go, is this thing, is it going to work? Is anything going to happen? And then all of a sudden you finally hear the pop and you're like, okay. Then you hear another pop, then another pop. Then the next thing you know, that thing is popping like crazy. It expands. That's what's going to happen here with the MWR Financial and MWR Real Estate. So you will see, and you'll be able to say, man, I was here at the very beginning when we the tools we had, and we had to do this and do that. Now you guys, it's easy for you to go make money now.
Well, I think that's the concept is you're trying to create a template. We're trying to create the assembly line. We're trying to create the factory. So that's why there's no question of what we can actually do. Todd, real quick before we end up closing out, bring up the letter about what we show when we talk about a forensic credit audit and how many times you've seen a bureau. And we could scroll down a little bit so then the client, even though she gave me permission, actually you could just show it because she gave me permission to tell everybody because she was so happy. But when we deal with the credit bureaus, you're going to get movement where they say delete it or keep it or whatever. Does Martina have that time?
I got it. Hold on.
You got it? And so what happens when you deal with the bureaus are going to quit at a certain point. And they're going to be like, it's yours, it remains and everything. But what on the forensic side happens is you start hitting the actual general legal counsel for the collection agency or whoever. And then when you pretty much hit them with the different laws and ask them to see certain documents that I know that they're never going to have, then what happens is miraculously, you're going to get a response from them that's a little bit more unique. And it's a beautiful letter when we get these. We get these all the time. You still can't find it?
Yeah, it's not, you don't see it?
No, what you have to do is you have to share your screen so Martina can bring it up. You got to see, this is what we talk about, following directions.
That's what I'm saying. This dude never followed directions. That's not the letter, is it? Oh yeah, that's it. That's it.
You can do it if you let Martina share your screen. Then she'll pull it up. Just share your screen.
Todd is a tough time letting go and letting this woman handle her business. All right, but it's small. But what it pretty much says. Who could read that?
Wow.
It says, Dear Mr. and Mrs. Najomo, this letter is to confirm that we have submitted a request to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion to delete any and all information reported by ARS Account Resolution Services for account number, and then it goes through the account, the date, what it was for. We apologize for any inconvenience this may have caused. Best regards, ARS.
See what happens when you slap them? When you slap them, how many collection agencies going to be that polite? That's what happens when you know the laws and you know what you're doing and you do that. And then that thing there resulted in about a 75-point jump because it was a brand new collection that hit the credit report. And after we got that letter, we were able to close. Bureaus weren't doing nothing. That's why what you guys have, or what we have, because I'm building my team as well, what we have at MWR Financial is the forensic side. So once we get in and we get the credit taken care of and the bureaus won't do anything else, that's when we get started. That's when we get in. That's when we get to the finish line on what we got. So everybody that's here has the opportunity We got over 100 people on the call, and that's the people who logged in. There's probably a lot more, and we're going to get thousands and thousands of views on this. So everybody that's listening has the opportunity to join a movement that's going to wake up the 47 million renters that are out there, and only 30% of them want to rent. That's our market. That's our people. That's how we're going to expand this company. Adamo wants to get 5% of the of the renters market within the next 10 years. That's going to put us on par with Google, Facebook, Amazon, everybody if we get to our goal. And we can do that, but Adamo said it perfect. We can't do it alone. We cannot do it alone. You got to talk to the people. You got to get in front of people. You got to end up seeing realtors, letting them be able to see. You do not have to be the expert. Just let them see what we're doing. We'll do the rest. All right. So I don't have anything else. I feel great. I'm gonna go to sleep early tonight. So I feel like we left it all out on the field.
There you go. All right. Well, then with that said, everyone, let's go out there and make a difference in people's lives. Let's continue to push the Make Wealth Real movement, and let's touch people in a way that we think about it. You get to have fun being able to help people realize their dreams of home ownership. That's an awesome, man. Wow. You get paid to do that. That's incredible. So let's go do that. Let's go make a difference. All right. Good night, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Take care. Till next time.
Take you guys. Take care. And next week will be the capital contributors.
All right.